So I'm Brittany Lahr. I work at Denbigh High School, and job title. So I am a social studies teacher first. I teach ESL geography, world geography, and then AP human geography. And then I also am this year's PR liaison, and then the yearbook sponsor. And then for Newport News Public Schools itself, I'm also one of their social studies model teachers. And then just in the past, some of the things I've done, like activities director, freshman transition lead, so all those kind of play into my current roles, the things I do through that. Question. So when I was in high school, I actually am a graduate of Menchville High School. And so when I was there, my senior year, one of the really cool things that they had was the program called Teachers for Tomorrow. And growing up, I kind of had this idea, like I played school a lot, like when I was really young. And so I kind of had this idea that teaching was the direction I wanted to go in. And so I decided to sign up for Teachers for Tomorrow. My guidance counselor was like, oh, did you know we have this class? So I signed up for it, spent the year, it was a year-long class at the time, kind of learning about lesson plans and kind of the stuff that goes into teaching. And then leading up to the very end of my senior year, I was told that there was a new scholarship available. And so going through that kind of solidified kind of my path. But just in terms of teaching, like I had some really great teachers, some people who really kind of got me excited about the idea of learning. But also my dad was in the Air Force, and so we moved every 3 years growing up. So I've lived in places like Italy and Panama. And when you live in a place like Italy and you just get to live that history every day, which is how I ended up on the social studies path. So it was definitely something that kind of made me excited about the idea of sharing that and getting kids excited about the fact that there's so much more than just what we know at that level. So I guess that's kind of why I went teacher. Yeah, so my senior year, that was the scholarship that was mentioned to me. And so I went ahead and applied for it and did all the things like they have you do in guidance. You know, they're like, oh, scholarship, here you go. So I filled it out, and then I got notified that I was one of the finalists, or that they were going to interview us. So they're like, bring together all this stuff, because in Teachers for Tomorrow, the scholarship was through that specific class at the time. And so that was one of the requirements. You had to be in the class. And so we had like this like portfolio of things we had worked on all school year. So we go and I get down to the admin building and we're all sitting there and we go into the interview and it's all of these like amazingly fantastic heads of industry for Newport News Public, like Newport News and Newport News Public Schools, and like all of these people on the Education Foundation. And so, you know, this senior in high school, you're sitting here talking to all of these like fantastic people who have done so much. It was a little intimidating. And I remember talking to them, and just the questions they were asking reminded me of all of the reasons I had kind of started that path. And so when I got named to the first recipient, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in Teachers for Tomorrow class, and we look through the door, and like Mr. Surrey, as principal, is like staring through the window of the door to the classroom. And I just remember like looking at him, and he like points, and he like comes in, and he's like, I need to see you in the office. So of course I'm thinking like, I've never been in trouble before in my life. Why is the principal calling me out? So we ended up going down to the office where I got the phone call from the president of the Education Foundation, being told I was going to get the scholarship. So at the time, like, to me, I was like, I want to be a teacher. It makes sense. This is a great scholarship. It's going to help me along the way. And so at the Salute to Success banquet, was the first time I met Dr. Lett and his wife. And just talking to them, I didn't realize he was a history teacher when he was a teacher. And so there's just this moment of like connection that I thought was great. And so I don't know that I ever realized what a big deal it was until the last couple of years. We're invited each year to the Salute to Success banquet, and the Letts have us get together every like kind of summer as the current college students are kind of finishing up, and we're doing stuff, and we all get together and have dinner and just talk about where we are in the process, and like I share with them things about becoming a teacher, and it's really cool. And so one of the things I've realized after having gotten that scholarship was the importance of networking and like just family and just people being passionate and caring about the work that they do. Because I didn't realize when I got that scholarship how impactful both Dr. Lett and his wife had been to Newport News and to the surrounding area, Hampton, and all of those school districts. And so getting to kind of experience that with them, talk to them, and kind of get their insight, like really solidified for me, like why I was doing what I was doing. And so it's definitely impacted me in the sense that like I want to do them proud, like I want to live up to that legacy and what it means to be a Lett Scholar. And I know when I was younger and I first got the scholarship, I didn't understand what that meant to the scope. And so getting to hear about the work that they do, and when I tell people I'm a Lett Scholar and they're like, oh my gosh, I loved Dr. Lett and all the work that they did, it kind of reminds me that was the right path and I am kind of where I need to be. Like, these people have kind of become like our own like little family, like we're the Lett Scholars, and we get to sit at the Salute to Success banquet together, and we get together and take pictures, and we're friends with them on Facebook, and like we just kind of like, they're always, I mean, I know that they go out to like one of the recent Lett Scholars, he plays football for CNU, and so they go to his games, and like it's just getting to be a Lett Scholar and getting to experience like the love that they have for people and doing good work really inspires you to do them proud and to do them justice. And I think that's one of my favorite things about getting to have that title in a way, is that I get to be part of the legacy that they didn't even know they were going to have. You know, they were just doing their work and doing the things that matter to them. And so getting to be part of that, I think, is really cool. And I love that they are so for getting us together and being in that network. So one of my probably like favorite things is photography. And I think that's kind of why I went the PR liaison route for Denbigh, because when I got hired, so I get to have my big kid teaching job and I get to be an adult, I actually went out and bought a DSLR camera. I had never done photography before. It wasn't, like, I like to take pictures. I've lived lots of places taking pictures, like sightseeing. But so I went ahead and I bought a true DSLR camera and like was really excited about using it, and I just started taking pictures here and there and snapping pictures, and I realized really quickly on like it was such a fun release from just life and the things that you do as a hobby. And so while it's my favorite thing to do outside of work, I've also brought it kind of into work. And so as being the PR liaison now, I use it to like, I go to games and I take pictures of our kids, you know, playing games and doing their sports, and I go to the concerts and I do all of the kinds of things. I take pictures of kids doing stuff in classrooms. And so kind of using that photography now to kind of also connect with my students and our building. But then it's also a really great thing when you're the yearbook sponsor, because you also get to take pictures to put in the yearbook. So that's my big thing this year is our photos have to look good in the yearbook or they're not going in the yearbook. So that's probably my thing. Like photography is definitely something I'm very passionate about. And I taught myself how to do it and to do all this stuff. So it's kind of a fun new challenge as well. So yeah, photography. Okay, I'm Brittany Lahr and I'm NMPS proud.